Look at your smartphone right now. Look at that tiny battery icon draining in the corner. Every single night, you are forced to tether your $1,200 device to a wall socket. If you forget, your highly advanced pocket computer turns into an expensive piece of useless glass. For over 15 years, Silicon Valley giants have conditioned us to accept this battery anxiety as normal. But right now, inside a high-tech Chinese facility, a fully functional prototype operates completely without a charging port. It contains no heavy lithium battery, never gets hot, and never needs to be plugged in. This revolutionary phone runs complex artificial intelligence faster than any iPhone on earth. When you place your hand on its back, it feels totally ice cold. This is not a sci-fi movie prop, but real hardware set to obliterate American tech dominance for decades. Silicon Valley has been losing a brutal war against heat and power exhaustion. Every time Apple releases a faster processor, it demands significantly more electricity. They sell you a slightly larger battery for $200 extra and say, call it innovation. Chinese engineers decided to bypass that vicious cycle entirely. They stopped using electricity to process mobile data and switched to pure light. This breakthrough is known as advanced photonic computing. By replacing electrical signals with microscopic laser beams, they eliminated hardware friction. Without friction, there is no heat, rendering traditional batteries entirely obsolete. This exact discovery has sent absolute panic through Cupertino boardrooms. Whenever you launch a heavy act, billions of electrons are jammed through micro copper pathways because electrons have mass. They crash together and generate extreme thermal output. Playing mobile games turn your phone into an expensive pocket heater. This invisible barrier is what Qualcomm and Nvidia call thermal throttling. Silicon transistors have shrunk down to the size of individual atoms. Pushing any more electricity through them will literally melt the chip to prevent fire. The internal software artificially choks performance. You pay for a high-end sports car, but software forces it to drive like a tractor. The lithium battery, taking up 80% of your iPhone's space, wastes energy fighting resistance. Advanced artificial intelligence requires immense power, generating unmanageable heat. More heat demands bigger cooling systems and massive, heavy battery packs. Apple's $3 trillion empire is trapped by the laws of physics, while America tried to optimize the trap. China eliminated electrons completely. Photons have zero mass, creating absolute zero friction and zero heat. Imagine sending heavy trucks through thick mud versus firing a high-speed laser. Photonic processing executes data tasks at literal light speed. We have used fiber optics under the ocean for global internet connectivity for decades. However, shrinking light networks to fit a smartphone chip was deemed impossible. Researchers at Tsinghua University successfully built a microscopic photonic circuit instead of copper wires. This chip uses microwave guides to steer light particles, complex calculations, trigger bursts of light without heating up the hardware. The lack of heat makes expensive cooling chambers completely unnecessary. The true miracle lies in its ultra low power consumption. Guiding light through silicon takes a fraction of traditional electrical energy. This is where Beijing startup Betavolt enters the global stage. They created a coin-sized microatomic battery using nickel 63 layers of diamond semiconductor capture natural decay to generate a steady current. Traditional chips require too much power for an atomic cell to drive, but a phonetic chip requires only a microscopic trickle of electrical energy. Pairing photonic processors with atomic batteries yields a 50-year lifespan. This is 50 years of continuous operation without plugging into a wall. You will never see a low battery warning for the rest of your natural life. Freight charging cables become ancient artifacts. Overnight, smartphones will become impossibly thin, leaving where space for hardware. This completely dismantles Apple's core financial model. Apple earns billions selling proprietary chargers and battery replacement annually. If consumer can choose a phone that runs for 50 years, Apple loses its monopoly. Silicon Valley cannot copy light-based architecture overnight. Washington blocked EUV lithography machines to crush Chinese tech expansion. They assumed traditional silicon was the only competitive path forward. That desperation forced Chinese engineers to innovate photonic chips. Light waves are larger, making expensive American machinery completely irrelevant. US sanctions accidentally accelerated China's dominance in next generation hardware. If you are ready for a phone that never needs charging, drop your thoughts below. Subscribe to A Revolution and hit the bell for real-time tech updates. Join the frontier of AI revolution.